Right, hello everyone. Doing a little live video on how to fit meditation into your busy day. Plus there's a freebie, so make sure you stick around for that. I'm a little bit nervous because I don't do lives very often because I like to pull faces at myself. I can't walk past a mirror without pulling a face. So I'm going to try not to do that. I'm going to try not to pull faces at you. So tell me off in the comments if I do. Okay, right, just check my notes. So I thought it would be nice to see me, what the group's about, and get a feel for the energy. And if this works, then it could perhaps be a regular thing. Maybe we could do a live once a week on different topics. Perhaps I could do a post on sort of questions that anyone's got, or topics or themes that we could talk about in the group. Just helps us all connect and get to know each other. So feel free to say hello in the comments if you're watching live, and ask any questions. Hopefully they pop up on my screen, but I don't know. See, I'm pulling faces again. I've got to stop doing that. Right, so my tips on fitting meditation into a busy day. My personal favourite, my number one tip, is to connect it to something else that's part of your daily routine. Many ways you can do this. You can do it sort of on your walk to work or a dog walk, if that's something you do every day. Hi Janet, nice to see you here, thank you. Yes, you could do it. You could you could do a walking meditation. You could pop some earphones in, or you could just sort of bring yourself to the now. Bring your attention to the world around you, your breath. Just really sort of calm yourself and go inward. It's about calming your mind and clearing your head and bringing clarity. So it'd be good on a walk to work, because set you up nice for the day. Good on the way home to clear any sort of crap from the day, any sort of negativity, bad moments. So that's a good one. So yeah, walking meditation. What else was there? You could link it to shower. So you could link it to a shower or bath time. So you could meditate in the shower or the bath. That is my personal favourite. We'll come back to that though. You could simply while cleaning your teeth. We do that every day. So you're going to have extra clean teeth too, double bonus. So you could take 5 minutes while you're cleaning your teeth to just ground yourself, center yourself, just empty your head, bring yourself into the present, and breathe a minute. Mind you, that might be hard with a toothbrush in your mouth. But yeah, my personal favourite is the shower meditation. So you're linking it to something you do daily anyway, and assuming that you shower, but obviously some people don't have a shower. Bath works. I personally prefer a shower because it's the one place that you've really got to switch off. If you're in the shower, you can't take your phone with you, you can't read a book, you can't talk to anyone because you can't hear them. If you've got kids, doubly make sure you put the fan on too, the extractor fan. Can't hear anyone. So, and also the water, the sound of the water or the fan, it gives you a focus. So if you bring your focus to that noise, to the noise of the running water or the fan, it can really empty your mind and give you something to focus on, to bring you into the now and really calm you down. So that's my personal favourite, the shower one, because it's uninterrupted. Hi Kerry, thank you for being here. Nice to see all these familiar faces. Yeah, that is my personal favourite, but I've got a whole little list of notes here. Oh, but that is the freebie too, the shower meditation. So I'm going to post it in the group, this shower meditation. It's a PDF. I've just got to figure out how to link it that way. But I'm almost there with that. So it's just, you can download it and print it, or just read it and sort of learn it that way. Because I find it's the best way to really sort of switch off and fit it in, because it's something we do anyway. And if you might know this about me already, or you might have come to realise, I like to keep things simple, and I like to link something to something else. So things have got dual purposes. Hence with the soaps. Oh, you love it, Kerry. Thank you. So yeah, you know, like with the soaps I make, we wash anyway. Why not give them a sort of a healing purpose at the same time? It brings a spiritual practice, or what could be classed as a spiritual practice, or a bit of self-care into your daily routine. So yeah, but going back to the shower meditation, I will get that up on the group so that people can download that as a PDF. But some other tips on fitting them into your day. Your commute to work, or somewhere you visit regularly. It might not be work, but you could, if you've got to get a train or a bus. I suppose we're not doing so much of this at the moment, are we? But then this is when we do need meditation more, when life is a bit stressful. There's a famous quote, I'm not sure who it's by or who originally said it, but if you've only got, it's something like this: if you've only got 20 minutes a day to meditate, then you need to do it for an hour. Scary thought, isn't it? But if you've got an hour on a train, bonus. You know, put your earphones. The great thing is at the moment with earphones, smartphones, you could be listening to anything or reading anything. No one knows if you're on a train. You know, who there's probably more people that haven't got earphones in that sort of situation these days than have. So that's a good one. The commute, which did lead me on to something else, but it's gone out of my head. Oh, talking about phones, another way to fit it into your daily routine is you can download an app. So make sure if you download any apps sort of soon, then make it a meditation one, and use the timer on your phone. If you've just got a spare 5 minutes, I don't know, say you're ready for something earlier than you need to be, sit for 5 minutes, put the timer on, and just bring your attention to your breath, ground yourself, do things like that. And then it's 5 minutes well spent. And another thing you could do to increase that time, if you really find the benefits of that, you could set the timer for 6 minutes. So you're increasing the time that you're clearing your mind, and you'll really start to feel the benefits of that more and more. And it'd be easier to meditate for longer the more you do it. You set yourself a little meditation timer goal. Another thing you can do, you can just zone out whilst you're doing your daily chores. So if you're emptying the dishwasher, sort of quite a mundane task, empty your head at the same time. Sort of winner, 2 jobs done. What else? Oh, this one. Not sure how I feel about this. It's a good idea if you're clever about it. If you're driving, which obviously never, ever, ever meditate whilst driving. That could be quite dangerous. You need to be aware, you need to be focused. But what you could do whilst driving is, whilst you stopped at a red light, just bring your attention to your breath again. Just a couple of deep breaths, and bring your awareness to the world around you. Look at the window, and just see what's about, rather than all the thoughts going through your head. Oh, am I going to get there quick enough? Need to remember to get milk, things like that. So if you just sort of stop and do something quite mindful, like look around, bring yourself to the present moment, that is a sort of form of meditation. What else? Done the timer. A candle. So a good way to meditate is, sometimes we need especially if we're just starting out or just getting back into it, you need a point of focus. There's nothing wrong with guided meditations, you can do those. And there's probably some short 5-minute ones out there, or, longer if you can. But a candle is something to do visually. So you could just light a candle and watch the flame. What's Kerry saying? I like the red light meditation. Usually you're just willing to, you're just waiting for that moment to pass at a red light, aren't you? So, and also if it's a stressful journey, or you're stuck in traffic and getting stressed, or there's a bit of road rage, that I do like that red light one. I am going to try and remember to do that, because it's also good to be present, isn't it? And it could really set you up for where you're going if you're off to work or to a meeting or an appointment that you're worrying about, those moments at red lights could, really help, couldn't they? But yeah, the candle. So you could link it to basically, we all like candles. Who doesn't? Well, I suppose not everyone does, but you could link the habit you could make it a habit by every time you light a candle, you sit and watch the flame for 5 minutes. So focus on it. Just watch the flame. That's really all you've got to do. But again, if you just do that for a couple of minutes, again, it's a form of meditation, and we're bringing it into our daily routine, linking it to things we do anyway. And these things become habits. You'll create, and to create a habit, the key to create a new habit is repetition. The more you repeat something, it creates neural pathways in the brain that then makes a habit by something you naturally do. You go on autopilot. So if you keep repeating that action, the candle, for example, every time you light the candle, you sit and watch the flame for a little while. You keep repeating that often enough, it then becomes a habit, and it'd be an autopilot type action. So that's a way to make it something you do all the time. Which brings me on to something else. Sorry if I'm talking too fast. It's kind of weird talking to yourself. So I'm loving your interaction for that. Thank you. Which is then totally made me forget what the next thing was. Yes. So linking it to something, maybe you could have a meditation bracelet or necklace. So every time you put that item on, you think to sit and zone out for a few minutes and calm your mind, or a particular crystal, so that when you see it on your bedside table or on your cabinet, you think, yes, that's my meditation crystal. I need to sit with that a moment. Yeah, Edie, flames are quite hypnotic, aren't they? And you could lead that into a scrying practice. What do you see? What do you see in the flame? What do you see in the pool of wax? And yeah, really hypnotic and calming thing to do with the flame. Let me just check my list. I'm not sure if I've covered them all. Ground. Just to ground yourself. This is a really good one to do with kids. But to meditate with kids, to teach them that now while they're young, is a fantastic tool anyway. But just to ground yourself in the present moment. My favourite way and easiest way to do that, depending on where you are. Hi, Kaza. Thank you for being here. To ground myself is to just root myself physically. So I'll try and do it here. Now I look like all boobs then, sorry. Just plant your feet firmly on the ground, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and imagine roots growing from your feet down into the earth. So you take your roots down through all the layers, sort of see the floorboards, the cement, the earth. Take your roots right down to the earth's core. There, at the earth's core, is a great big crystal. It can be any crystal, the first crystal that comes to your mind. Anchor your roots around that crystal. And that is a really good grounding exercise. I find I've done that at a service station before. So I've sort of been driving for maybe an hour and a half, and sort of really feeling like, when you can kind of feel the vibration where you've been driving for too long on the motorway for a long journey, felt a little bit, dizzy's a bit strong, a bit off balance, I suppose. So I've just literally stood there, closed my eyes in a minute in the car park and done that grounding exercise. Really does amazing things. Or I've done it if I've been rushing around, if I've gone straight from work to a school run and not sort of caught up with myself. I'll sort of stand there in the playground. I might not close my eyes, but I will just root myself in my mind like a tree. And it really, really, it does help. So you can do that in a stressful moment, because you don't need to close your eyes. It's just something we tend to do, isn't it? So yeah, and a good one for kids. If you get, if one of them's upset or having a paddy or got a bit of a problem that they need help with, you can go, right, stop a minute, let's just stand here and do this. But that does lead me on to my next point, or my next tip. If somebody's really that stressed and wound up, my daughter, for example, she'd go, I'm not doing that, it's a load of old rubbish. Which, in the right frame of mind, she doesn't think that, and she would do it, but because she's annoyed and wound up anyway, doesn't help. So you kind of got to feel your way to a better feeling place if you're trying to do that for somebody else. If it's you and you've done it before, you know it works, so you can just do it again. But with kids, you might get that not doing it kind of reaction. Mum's a weirdo sort of thing. I'll get that a lot, can you tell? So that brought me nicely to my next one, which is don't meditate when you're stressed. Not to start with. It is what you need it for, but you're going to probably find it hard and get frustrated and not be able to empty your mind. And then the more frustrated you get, the harder it'll be, and you won't be able to get to that place of calm. So practice first when you are in a high feeling place and you are feeling good about life and you're a little bit relaxed anyway, and get that routine going then, and then while you're feeling good, and then once you've got a bit practiced at it and it's something you do routinely, then you can do it when you're stressed. Then it'll help you. But to try and learn it when you're stressed, it's just going to make things difficult, so don't bother. But that was my other tip. Let me just check my notes to make sure I haven't missed anything. And then if you've got any questions, while I'm doing that, if you've got questions, pop them in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them for you. I think I've covered everything. Oh, breath work, just stopping for 5 minutes and just take some deep breaths. Simple as that. That's meditation in itself. That was a point that I did miss. No, I think that's everything. I think that's all the tips covered. So obviously, I will save this video, so it'll still be here in the group, but I'll try and write these tips as a post if that's helpful for people. Then you've got it that way, you can save it. Or again, if it's something you'd like to refer back to, I can do it as a PDF that you've got to sort of go back and you can read it as and when. Pin it to your fridge. It's a reminder to meditate. There you are. Link it to your cup of coffee when you go to get the milk out. What's Edie saying? Love the earth core as a crystal. I've done the root grounding before, but oh, you're going to add that bit to it, Edie. Another thing you can do with that grounding exercise, so ground yourself, take your roots right down to that crystal and anchor them to it. But if you feel like you need a bit of extra energy or a bit of healing, pull that energy from that crystal up. Pull the earth energy and the crystal energy up through your roots and imagine it coming up into your being. So intuitively, the crystal will come to you. It might always be the same. It might sometimes be a different one. I won't tell you mine because I don't want to influence what you might see whilst trying that. Yes, that could change, or it could be depending on what you need. So if you're doing the anchoring, pulling the earth energy up exercise because you're feeling, I don't know, you're lacking in confidence, you're not feeling very worthy of things, not loving yourself really. If that's why you do that earth energy sort of visualization, meditation, then you could find that intuitively when you put your roots down through the earth, it could be perhaps a rose quartz that you anchor to and you pull that loving energy up. If it's just that you want a little bit more motivation, bit of get up and go about you, a bit of focus, you might find it's, I don't know, red jasper or smoky quartz perhaps. So it's quite fun to not pick a crystal and just see what comes into your mind intuitively when you dig your roots down into the earth and anchor yourself. Yeah, that's one of my favourite ones. I love that. So yes, I will post. See, I pulled a face again. Got to stop pulling faces at people. Sorry. Yeah. So where was I going? Oh yeah, I will post the tips as a Facebook post in the group, but I can do it as a PDF if anybody wants me to email it to them. Let me know. You can comment here, especially if you're watching it on a replay, or you can just send me a personal message if you don't want your, if you don't want your email sort of on the group. That's fine too. Just send me a message, and then I can email it that way. What's Kaza saying? Makes sense to use the corresponding crystal for specific needs. Yeah, it does, but you might not. Kaza, if you say you don't know how you feel, perhaps you just feel a bit meh. It's also fun to just see what crystal pops into your mind. And then if you think, that's not one I've got or normally use, then look it up and you'll go, that makes sense. It's because I needed XYZ. So yeah, but yeah, it makes sense to use the corresponding crystal, but it's also fun to see how in tune you are and see what pops into your mind intuitively. So yeah, send me a message or pop a comment here if you want these tips as a PDF. I'll pop a post in the group a bit later. My notes are kind of rough at the moment. Always feel a bit meh. No! We'll lift you up, it's fine. And the free shower meditation, I will figure out how to get the link in the group for that. I think I've sussed it, but I just need to post it. So you're all welcome to help yourself to that and print it and try it that way. There's some other tips in there. It's quite interesting specifically for meditating in the shower. I know I'm strange. But you're getting 2 jobs done at once and you're making the mundane magical. It's all good fun. So thank you everyone for being here. Let me know what you think. I'm going to post this to the group. Oh, Beverly, sorry, what's your question? I'm still struggling with long COVID. What crystals would you recommend? What is it specifically? Is it the tiredness? Do you need something to lift you up a bit? I'd go sort of motivating. If that's the case, I'd go for something red or orange. Red jasper's good for motivation. Carnelian, citrine, those kind of colours. I think there's a post in the group. I will tag you to that in a minute when I come off here. But yeah, I'll have a think what specifically you're struggling with. If you just want something like a health booster, bloodstone's good for boosting your immune system. Actually, I've got some immune system posts I could tag you in. Headaches, amethyst, best for headaches, Beverly. That's a good one. And good for sleep. Pop one under your pillow if you have struggles sleeping. So there. Oh, we've got a lot of top tips here. So I'm going to let you all go now. And I'll post the bits I've said and I'll go back through the comments and tag anyone to any relevant information. But thank you all for being here. Thank you for watching.